Thanks a lot, guys, for joining in. It's really great of you guys to come in on a Saturday afternoon. Obviously, work from home or सब चल रहा है अभी भी people are still inside, so I do understand. But giving us the screen time is what I'm really grateful for. If there are any questions or anything with regards to the topic and everything, you guys can feel free use the Q&A section which is there. Okay, and in the Q&A question, in the Q&A section, you can actually put in all your questions. Radhika Jindal says there are many doubts. Okay, I'm all here to solve them for you. I hope I can. If you don't mind, Radhika, let's talk for 2 minutes. Hey, Radhika, you are right now like I think you will be able to talk if you can unmute yourself. Radhika needs 5 minutes. Okay. You can post down your doubts over there, and then we can take this forward. Okay. Right now, I'm just disabling this feature, but we can surely check this out. Don't worry. You take your 5 minutes. I will be here for the next, I think, at least till 5:15 is when I think we should close up. The whole idea is the topic is 90 minutes, 1200 words. How many of you guys are, excited about this topic, like blog writing? Whoever is excited about this topic or whoever wants to learn today, please send me a hell yeah in the message panel. Rehan says hell yeah. Excited. Nice. Awesome. Hey, Amaya. Nice. We are getting a couple of hell yeahs, which is crazy. So just a little bit, just to keep the ball rolling. For all those wondering who is the man behind the voice, this is me. Okay. The only thing you need to know about me is I love content and I basically do nothing and I do everything. Okay. So I'm running this crazy digital agency called Synclarity with my partner Amzad Desai. He is basically operating from Abu Dhabi and I'm operating from Mumbai. We are a strong team of around 24 to 25 plus people, and we do crazy work in the agency. And that's where, on Saturdays, it's more of a chill time wherein we want to help the community, we want everyone to grow with us. So that's where we are doing this. Okay. As for this particular picture, I think some of you might recognize yourself from this picture because this is how I am imagining you guys, right? So this is the audience that says, hell yeah, a whole lot more than others. Okay. Uh, yeah,
Sorry to interrupt. I think your screen is not shared.
the screen is not shared. Sorry.
Yeah.
पहले बताया, बहुत late बता रहा.
No, you started sharing and then you stopped while you were talking about technical glitch.
Yeah. सही है. Okay.
Sorry.
So, anyways, guys, I need you guys to be responsive. If we are not responsive and responsible for each other, then this whole thing does not, work out. What I mean by so again, a quick recap. This is me. I do nothing. I do everything. Okay. This is you guys. You guys recognize yourself. I think. Yeah. Most of you I can see over here, and you guys are screaming hell yeah. I don't know what this card is doing here. Let's just get rid of it. And yeah, so the topic is 90 minutes, 1200 words. I would just like to understand from you guys what is your expectation from this so that, I can help you achieve that expectation. Okay. So any ideas or anyone who wants to answer this can raise their hand. Okay. And Rehan, can you allow the person to, have a go at it and interact with us?
I can try, but I think it's only the host who has that authority. Let me just try logging in from the laptop. Give me a moment.
Okay, otherwise, let's just do this. So Radhika is a new blogger. She writes about relationships, book review, mental health. Okay, Vidya has raised her hand. Let's catch up with Vidya for a second. Okay, for some reason, this Rehan, have you logged in?
Yeah, I have.
I think you have now taken the thing away from me. You have become the host or something.
Yeah, I just want to do that so that I can
Okay, I
start
need you
approving.
to be more responsive. Then, please, Vidya has raised your hand. So, can you allow her to?
Yeah, just a moment. I'm
Okay.
trying to spell her. Yeah, yeah, got her.
Hey, Vidya, hi. You need to unmute yourself. And
Yes,
yeah,
can you hear me?
yes, perfectly, crystal clear. Tell me.
Yes, hi everyone. This is Vidya here. I would like to understand better about SEO
Okay,
and any specific tools that you use and which could be helpful while writing content.
okay, awesome, cool.
Yeah,
So, in
thank you.
terms of SEO, I would just say, SEO is this very big mammoth exercise which people try to achieve endlessly, and few people expect instant results and everything. But SEO is a long-term game, and
Yeah,
SEO is nothing else but a very simple form of you can say putting publishing and distributing content all across the internet, okay, in various shapes and forms. So it can be maybe a blog, it can be a video, it can be anything and everything, and that needs to come out in the right way so that the search engine can basically track your company or track your keywords down and then find your brand. Now, with regards to blogs especially, I would say whenever you're thinking about SEO, I would say think of all the different content formats, don't just think of blogs. Because what happens is, it's a great question which you asked, but the thing which people do is when they think SEO, they only start thinking blogs, and that's where I think they get stuck. So I would say blogs is one part of it. Keywords, there are certain myths about the whole thing, wherein people say target two keywords per page or two keywords per blog or something like that. There is no such thing. You cannot decide that. What you need to do is, in terms of your keywords, you can think of a topic, okay, and in that topic, how many ever keywords naturally fit in, make them fit in naturally, rather than trying to spamming the article by using the keyword n number of times.
mhm.
So those are a few basics which I would like to just throw out there. Apart from this, tools, I will be sharing a few tools which I am using. So I want to get down to the practical part of this, but thanks a lot, Vidya. And if any question or any doubt you have in between, you can feel free to this up on the question and answer module or else the chat, okay, and
Yeah,
we'll try
sure.
to help you out. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else who would like to maybe just one more person I would like to just interact with and understand what is their perspective and what are they expecting out of this session? If anyone, then please raise hands. There is Siddharth out here who has written that he has got various topics to write, but he's not able to write. So he's hoping to find a way to write 1200 words in 90 minutes every day. Okay, and he writes about tax and audits. That's interesting. Okay, let's take. Can we get Siddharth on, Rehan?
Yep, I just did.
Okay. Hey Siddharth, you'll have to unmute yourself and we can talk. Priyanka Yadav is saying, what are the best platforms for starting the blog? The best platform, the number one platform to start your blog is your own website. In terms of, if you are asking what other platforms, like in terms of WordPress or something, then WordPress obviously steals you can say the highlight over there, because it's very super simple and user friendly. Apart from website, okay, apart from website, you could go on to, so each and every niche actually has these authority sites. So you need to look at them. One other few other authority sites which I would talk about is LinkedIn is crazy for publishing articles. Okay, right now it is giving a lot of organic reach. Even you could try Medium, because that's also a crazy place to write articles for a niche which has that kind of a leverage. Not all the niches can be published on Medium, or and expect that you can say that kind of a return, but you can try out Medium, I would say. And you'll have to find, per niche you will have to find few websites which are authority, Like if you are into architecture, then there is, the future of design. The future of design is a, you can say, forum wherein people interact a lot, architects as well as furniture designers and interior designers. So there are a whole lot of things. My blogs are crazily effective, but again, blogs need to be written in the right context. Okay, this is not about SEO, but still, I would give you a certain few mindsets about SEO. Maybe in the next, you can say, session or something. If we plan to do a SEO session, okay. So it totally depends. If you guys want to learn about blogging from the point of view of SEO, we can try out in the next session, next or next to next session. In the coming sessions, we can cover that. Tejan Lakhia basically is new to the digital marketing world and has reasonable experience in business. I wanted to know, apart from SEO, how does blogging help? Okay. Tejan, so SEO is, it's kind of the side effect, I would say, of blogging. The main thing which you need a blog for is actually thought leadership. So if you have experience in the real business world, then you should be, putting in all your experience onto a blog, and then creating a blog would maybe, lead people to your website, or lead people to, you can say, perceive you as an expert. And that is the kind of authority a blog can bring. So SEO is the side effect. SEO is not the main thing which you need to do a blog for. So guys, Ekta is asking what blog for digital marketing. Digital marketing, there are a lot of blogs. There is Social Media Examiner. There is, so if you see all the blogs which are from HubSpot, Buffer, um, Hootsuite. So any of these softwares you catch, they will write excellent blogs. Okay. So SEMrush does a lot of blogging and a lot of authoritative blogging. So you could figure out for digital marketing all the software companies and look at their blogs, what are they publishing, and you'll find a haven for digital marketing blogs. Okay. For writing and reading. So yeah, you could also, if you're an authority out there, you can ask them if they're looking for guest posts, and most of them are, if you have relevant experience, and that's what the idea would be. So guys, without further ado, I want to start off this session. There are a few key takeaways that I want to focus on. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. There are a few key takeaways that I want to focus on. Those are out here. I'll just increase this so that we all can see it clearly. Okay. Rian, I am switching off the chats and everything. You need to
Yeah.
tell me if anything comes up. So,
Okay.
thanks. So, if we look out here, the key takeaways, we are going to learn how to research. We are going to take a look at how to build captivating headlines, because it's all in the headline, right? We imagine how many people actually read the newspaper. Like I have actually officially stopped reading the newspaper for the past, I think, eight years at least, I guess. Okay, so I don't read any newspaper, but whenever I used to read newspapers, I was a headline reader. I never used to go deep into the topic because that is not me. Okay, so how many of you are just headline readers? And be frank about it. And just, if you are a headline reader, just say I'm a headline reader and put it in the comments out there, and that would be great. Rehan, if you get few headline readers out there, just keep me informed.
Yeah, I've gotten
Yeah.
Devyani, Amar, Akhtar, Rithika,
Right.
everyone.
So that's what
Priyanka.
I'm saying. We are all headline
Okay.
readers, and if you see social media, okay, today, social media is all about just getting instant information, micro content. That's why you see a lot of these newer apps which have come in. Like it was at one point people were all about reading the books. Now people are all about reading the review of a book or reading the excerpt of the book. So that's why you have you can say Blinkist as an app that is just giving you all the ideas of a book, okay, which are condensed into a small package, like big ideas in small packages. And that's why this happens, because who reads Blinkist and takes value? These are people who are into headlines. Okay. So again, Blinkist is a crazy app. for you guys to instantly get information of books if you're lazy to read books. Then I am going to talk about the secret framework that works almost every time. Okay, so people who are asking, how do I write a blog? And I know what are the topics, but I am not able to write. There was someone who was doing tax audits, so we will be able to help them out over here. Okay, SEO readiness. I will not spend much time, but I will still talk about how do you get your article SEO ready and micro content creation. The idea of so one of the things which I want to talk about is content hacking. Okay, content hacking as a subject is basically how do you create one content, okay, or how do you create multiple pieces of content from just one piece of content. And where this is useful because as we spoke initially also, that we need to spread as much as content as possible across the web. So micro content is great form of content, and which goes on social media, which also goes on WhatsApp and in any way, shape or form outside the website. Okay. So blog sits on your website and micro content is the thing which is going to get the traffic onto your website, onto that particular blog, right? So these are a few key takeaways. It's going to be a practical session, so I don't have much things over here. I wanted to talk about two topics, and we need to write about these two topics. So there are two topics out here. One topic is the content framework. Okay, so I can write a blog on the content framework. And the second topic is of work from home, Zoom calls, and the pandemic. So this particular article, actually, this is me trying to do my agency work live in front of you guys. Okay. So what happened is there is this brand which is Atmosphere. Okay. So this is one of the brands we are working with, and this is a new website which we have developed, and we are looking at developing a blog for these guys. So actually, Rehan, have we completed the blog for these guys? The second
Yeah,
blog?
yeah, but it's
Okay.
still under review. But there is
Okay.
a third we have to work on next week. So,
Okay.
yeah,
So what if you get the third blog right now at the end of this webinar?
that'd be terrific.
Yeah, so that's my aim. So what I'm
Great.
trying to do is, guys, I'm trying to save time, okay, and I'm trying to help my agency also, trying to help Rehan. Let me know. Let's say the content framework is A, okay, and we have this as B, okay. Rehan, you can run an active poll actually. So can you run an active poll right now for us?
Okay,
Just run the poll for A and B so that people can choose and decide, and accordingly I will start my work.
just a minute.
Devani is laughing. Okay, great.
Right. Apologies. I'm trying to spot the poll section.
It might be in this more, under more, it might be something to say. Or even if it's not there, guys, if you can be sweet enough and just message us on the chat, A or B. What do you want to choose? Just choose one. Okay. I see people are choosing both of them. Okay. We need more votes. Come on, public. We have got around 30 people here, so I need 30 votes. I see a lot of people going for A. Okay. People
Yeah.
don't want me to do the agency work. Okay. Also, also.
Okay.
Okay. I think hands down
A.
A wins. Rehan, you need to
Yeah.
tell me. Okay.
Okay. A. Yeah, it is A. We have more than 9 responses, and the rest, I think about 5 responses for B.
Okay. Anyone else for the next 1 minute? Can the people who have not messaged please raise their votes? Yeah. Come on. We'll be thankful to you guys. Do it, do it, do it. Okay. I think A is the hands down winner. I'm not even
Yeah.
going to waste time for this. Okay. Thank you guys. So basically the idea is we are going to talk about the framework of content. Now, this is like you guys are not even letting me experiment, right? you guys are cheating or making it easier for me, because I did a webinar just I think 2-3 weeks back or something, which was the framework of content. So, and if you see, this is a Trello board which is live in front of me. So this is exactly my blog. So it becomes very simple. But what I will do is I will still make it useful for everyone out there. So thanks a lot for choosing this topic, because this would really help me creating a kick-ass article for Singularity. This will also help me create a quick-ass article for myself. Okay. So without further ado, one of the first things which we do is we just write down the content. Okay. And this is our title, the framework of content. We will come to the topics later on, but this is what we have at this moment. One second part which I will do is I'll just split this up, okay, because I have this right now. So you need to understand one part. Writing a blog is not it's the simplest thing on this planet. How many of you guys feel it's difficult to write? Okay, and if you guys are saying it's difficult, you guys need to tell me why is it difficult, because then I can help you make it simple. Okay.
We have Devyani Prapti raising their hands.
Yeah, that's good. If you guys can chat, that would be super, because we are right now, like, I'm focusing on even building this article as I speak, right? Writing is not difficult, developing content is. Amay, what do you mean by that, man? I think what Amay is trying to say is to think about the content and to get it into a structure. That is his challenge. Not difficult to write, but gauging its effectiveness. Tejan, I would say don't gauge any effectiveness, because uh, nothing in this world can tell you what will work. Like today, if you think of it, there is. So imagine this. Imagine in the pre-pandemic era, that is somewhere around Jan or something, in India, we didn't know कि March में lockdown हो जाएगा and we'll be in this crazy work from home situation. So whatever marketing plan or effectiveness someone would have thought about, that's gone completely, on the side. So that's why I'm saying, Tejan, don't think about the effectiveness. What you need to think about is how effectively can you write in the right way, which, as Athar also has written a nice thing, putting thoughts into written words and a structure. So that is something which I respect. Like, how can we put thoughts into a written words and structure? So what I will do, guys, I was talking about the secret framework, right? So let's use a framework for this topic, which is the framework of content. So there is this framework called the IDA framework. Okay. Priyanka says personally she feels how to handle critics. Uh, to be honest, Priyanka, the first few articles which you'll write, no one will even read. And second thing is, if people read it, and if they have an issue, or if you are writing something which they would, start criticizing about, it's okay, because most of the times it would be like maybe you don't know them, so it should not affect you personally, and they are not criticizing you personally, they're criticizing your work. Okay. And criticism of work is great, because by getting the criticism of work you can improve that, and as a person you will then improve. So it's like as simple as, for an artist it is said, if you want to become an artist, okay, a sketch artist, what you do is draw 1,000 drawings which are bad, and the first 1,000 are really bad. But once you cross that chasm, you will reach to a level wherein your 1,001st drawing will be way better than your first drawing. And that's why I'm saying, just don't think about anything, just write, and then we'll come to the point wherein we'll actually start looking at it from a perspective, okay, how can I make it more effective, which Tejan was looking for, right? But first, my advice is just start writing. Guys, I'm switching off the chat for some time, and I'm concentrating on this. So the secret framework which I was talking about, which you guys should use whenever you think of content, building any kind of content, okay, is the IDA framework. It is somewhere around 90 years old, okay. So what A stands for is awareness, I stands for information, okay, D stands for desire, and A stands for action, okay. Basically, the journey is simple. It talks about how you can get someone from awareness to information to build a desire so that they can take an action. Okay. Now, how this relates to your blog, let's say. So let me just do one thing. I will put this in a table so we are all on the same page. Sorry, and that happened. Awareness, information, desire, action. So basically, what I want to do out here is simple. I want to introduce the topic in a crazy, loud way so that people are hooked. Okay, so that people are hooked. I want to provide as much as information about the topic as possible. Okay, once I provide as much as you can say topic as possible, you want to build desire. How do you build desire? You need to show, you need to back up, okay, you need to back your article with case studies or relevant examples, okay. And the action is nothing else but it can be in a blog, it can be, the action can be to share, okay, the action can be for people to use your framework or something, or people to use it and then respond back, okay, or it can be maybe read another article, okay. So there are few actions which are there which we want. If you notice one thing, the actions are not about buying products, the action is not about being a part of the system or following us or something like that. The action is just to share, respond back, and read another article. Because what we are trying to do with content is we are trying to give value. Once you give value to someone, the people will be able to look at this whole thing, okay, and people will be able to trust you as a brand. So as much as your blogs they read, it is going to develop trust. So the main idea about a blog article would be to build trust and to give information. Now, do you guys understand this framework? If you guys understand this framework, okay, then this is your structure of this particular, of any particular blog topic, okay, and I will make your life more simpler. This is the structure of any particular ad that you want to create. This is the structure for any particular social media post you want to create, any particular video content you want to create. So what Vidya was asking about in terms of SEO, what you guys are thinking, okay, this can be only used for blog or something. No, you can create any and every form of content using this structure. Okay. So guys, if you guys find this valuable, okay, then please respond in the chat by saying yay, okay, because that will help me understand that we are on the same lines. The yay I am expecting from you guys is YAY, okay, because let me just remind you how you guys look. So the context will be right. You guys look like this, right, in my dreams. So I want, these guys are shouting. I can see some yays coming in, so thanks a lot for that. Okay, now the whole idea, once, thanks a lot, guys. So this is the secret framework, and with this secret framework, you can crack any blog. So if let's say someone was earlier struggling with creating the blog, right? You have topics to write, but you don't know how. Or Amay was trying to think about, how exactly we are open to taking notes and can share it on SM. Guys, do anything what you want to do. This is all open. ये कोई मेरा ओरिजिनल फॉर्मूला नहीं है. ओके, आप लोग शेयर करना चाहते हो शेयर करो, मजे करना चाहते हो मजे करो. आई डोंट नो इफ यू वांट टू invite your friends over, take screenshots. What I will do also is I will be publishing this online, so you guys can all take this. And yeah, we are all here to learn. So okay, that's the idea. So what I was saying is people were struggling with the topics. Now this is where I am saying the topics, if you know, you can easily break it down in this way. So I hope that covers that huge doubt which everyone has. So Amay was asking this question. One more gentleman had asked this question. So especially for them, the IDA framework really is helpful. Now let's just do one thing. Let's go a step further and define this entire thing. Rehan, you will need to control me on the time, man, because I
Okay.
have the tendency to just go on and on. So yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll prompt. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. So okay, what I want to talk about is the framework of content. And if you guys see out here, this is my Trello board. Okay. Now, as I said, this topic is something which is really close to my heart and which is really close to my understanding. So there are a lot of things, and if you see out here, there are frameworks. Okay, the frameworks which are there are I have mentioned out here somewhere around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 frameworks. Okay, what I can do is I can write the 7 frameworks. So let's just make a list of things that we can put into here. So I'll just do one thing. I'll just even zoom this in a bit. I'll just write what all things can we write about. So how we can, if we want to build awareness, okay, we can obviously introduce the topic is what we are saying. So I want to have a kick-ass introduction, okay, and write the word kick-ass because that would really set the context. What does the kick-ass introduction mean? We'll come to that. But the next thing which I want to talk about is also today's landscape, okay, wherein people have so many things to talk about, and uh, content creation is so essential, okay, but it is a struggle. Okay, I also want to talk about how it is simple. Okay, because I'll tell you why I have included that. Then I would just talk about in today's landscape the platforms. Okay, in today's landscape I can talk about Corona, I can talk about work from home, I can talk about nepotism. Okay, I can talk about Rehan, anything, then please add this in. Okay, if you have any ideas, but yeah. So that is today's landscape. Then I want to actually talk to you guys about, the different frameworks which are available. So I have just shown you guys one framework, which is IDA. Okay, then there is the PASS framework, that is problem, agitate, solve. There is a simple rule of 3, which is a crazy framework, one of my favorites. There is star story solution, but it's okay. Okay, star story solution, that is one part which I'm talking about. There is also counterintuitive reasoning. Okay. Yeah. So one of the tools which I use is Grammarly, so that helps. If you want to be a little controversial, there is a Modi School of Content, and that can also help in some ways. And yeah, this is also one of my favorite. Feel felt found. Okay, so there are so many things which I can talk about right now. I also want to touch base on the features of great content. Okay, and there are a few features. It's about empathy, bold, okay, strong imagery, direct, and if all that is there, then it becomes share worthy. Okay, and finally, I want to share some examples. So I love how will we learn. As I said, we want to build desire. So desire will come from case studies and all these things. So I want to build desire around good content. So I can talk about great blogs. So the HubSpot blog is something which I would talk about. I would talk about a great writer, one of my favorites, Anne Handley. I would talk about maybe even Casey Neistat, one of my favorite creators. Okay. And finally, I want to ask people to take action now. Obviously, because I'm giving so much value, my action is going to be simple. What I want people to do is I want to enable them to create great content. So my call to action always for all of, and this is a personal call to action for all you guys and girls out there. I want all of you to create content, okay, to create maybe a blog or video or a social media post and just DM me, okay, on Instagram. That is at Jeetajani, okay. And I would be more than happy to help you guys out. Like yesterday from last week's webinar, there was one guy, Akhil. So he reached out and we had a 30-minute conversation and it was crazy. So I hope I can add value in all your lives. So I would just want you guys to create content. So if you guys think, do you guys, what do you guys think? Is this, oh, it's a crazy blog. Do you guys think we can manage 1200 words in these many things if we write? You guys think we can do it? Say yes.
I think it will go beyond 1,200 words. Yeah.
It is going to go, it's going to go crazy, deep, man. It's going to go way beyond that. I can write actually, I can write a 3000 word article out of this. And maybe I
Okay.
will, but for the demonstration purpose, I will stick to 1200 or somewhere around that. Prapti is saying go beyond. That's crazy. Okay. So guys, this is how you, first of all, what I did is something simple. I just have put a temporary title to the whole thing, which is the framework of content. Okay. Then I use the IDA framework, which is the secret framework, which now you know of. So you guys, it's no secret now anymore. And you guys can just create this kind of a table wherever you're writing, maybe on your notepad also, and just start typing in whatever you want. Like, how do you build awareness to this thing? These are generic things. Okay. Now I'll show you something. I'll show you. So see, I have done this so many times. It's automatic. So what happens is awareness. So I basically said I need a kick-ass introduction. And in the kick-ass introduction, I want to talk about today's landscape because, start from something which people relate to instantly, right? Then I'm saying I want to give as much information as possible. And that is the main meat of your article. So the framework of content. So I want to talk about important frameworks. So that's where all these frameworks come in. Okay. Then I want to start talking about all the features of great content. Okay, because now why features, it can also come in, this can also be information, so this can also come in maybe out here. Okay, it need not come there. So it's like this is your brief introduction, then you're kind of warming the audience. Okay, and then you get to the main meat. So again, this is the main information. I build desire through giving these examples. What I can also do is I can give desire for each and every one of this. So I can actually write IDA and I can actually give you an example of IDA in action. But that will be a more detailed article. Maybe it might come in the future. I love that idea. That's why. But right now we will stick to this structure, wherein I will do a straightforward structure. Okay. And then we get into action. Our action is simple. With this, the framework of content, anyone who reads this, I want them to create content. And how will I know that they have created content? I want them to create content and share it with me. So I want them to share it with me on Instagram, okay, or email. Can you? Yeah, Prapti, don't worry. I will go into details when I am writing about these things, right? So we'll make it fun and we'll just go like crazy. So once you're done with this, what you can just do is I will start now picking this topic up, go on to a new page, okay, and I'll just put this in. this is my introduction. So I want to now start writing my introduction. Okay. Now, introduction is one of the main things, and this is where the awareness plays a very important role. Here, the introduction is simple. What I have done is I have broken it down to the point. The content creation is so essential, but it is a struggle. So, what I could do, okay, because we are live on this particular webinar, I could also start this particular thing. Like, this is a blog, and it's special because it's being created live. So, I could just say, I could just use content which you guys are giving me. So I'm just doing a scroll. And okay, this is Siddhant. Okay, Siddhant Sancheti. Okay. Um, I also, we spoke about SEO. People think SEO whenever the word blog is spoken about. Okay. Now, what I'm doing is I'm just writing few things which is making it more personalized. What I want is I also want to start thinking about how can I make it more personal and make it more, dynamic. So I'm just writing this, got various topics to write. So let's say content creation is so essential, but it is a struggle. And this part, okay, this thing is out here. Siddharth has various topics to write, but he's not able to write. Okay. So I would just use that one idea and make it more personal. So do you have a lot of topics to talk about, okay, but are struggling to put it on a blog? Are you struggling to find the right words that will help you establish your authority? Is SEO the first thing you think about when it comes to blogging? Does blogging help SEO in today's world? Okay, these are a few questions which everyone has. Do people read blogs? How can I drive? So Amay had asked this question, right? So what I'm doing out here is I am just putting in your questions out here. How can I drive? Because I feel the questions which you guys have is so relevant, and it builds the right kind of atmosphere for my introduction. Okay, how can I drive traffic to my website by writing a blog? Because see, people have published blogs, they think SEO में rank होगा, but end में the client comes in or end में the marketer or the sales head comes in and he says, you are writing blogs, how many leads are we getting out of it? Right? What's the answer to that? So there is so many things. Are you benchmarking sales on your website to your blog? So this, if the above questions resonate with you, then this blog is just for you. What I'm trying to do is there is a very big thing, okay, wherein people want to read things which are going to help them. So what I am doing out here is this is one of the main things. I am personalizing the blog. I have gone first thing, and if you see, I am writing "do you." So when the person reads it, in his mind, it's like the website is talking to him. Okay. So we got a kick-ass introduction. People think SEO. So yeah, thanks a lot. So Siddharth, thank you for those questions, and thank you all of you guys for those questions. And because we got this introduction, one thing you might notice, and you might be thinking, Ki, why is this guy writing one lines and entering spaces? Okay, so if you remember, we were talking about SEO readiness. Now you need to understand SEO today is very sophisticated. It happens through a mix of AI and machine learning. Okay, what Google is able to crack, and they have cracked the code right, is they are able to crack whether you are right, whether a human being is writing, okay, whether a human being is writing genuine content, or they are just trying to game SEO. So when we write in this way, if you think of it, when I'm talking to you guys, I'm not talking to you in terms of paragraphs or something. I'm talking about one thing, ending that, then going to the next thing. So similarly, there is a very human way of writing, and which is this way, wherein we don't write paragraphs. बचपन में अपन लिखते थे, स्कूल में अपने को सिखाया गया है, but understand one thing, grammar नहीं आता है, सही है, नहीं आना चाहिए. Okay, आपको paragraphs और ये सारी चीजों में लिखना ही नहीं चाहिए, because immediately what happens is, the moment you write in paragraphs, the algorithm is going to go and it's going to read and it's going to compare across the web, and it's going to maybe find few things which are relevant, irrelevant, and it looks mechanical. This is a more human way of approaching content, and this is where people really like it. The algorithm, for example, will notice SEO has been written here. I'm not thinking about SEO, but these are genuine things which are coming. Blog is being written out here. If you see 4 or 5 times, blogging is written, but this is a genuine question. So in terms of this, what happens is, we are trying to create automatically SEO ho raha hai. Okay, what I'm trying to focus on is making the article more human as possible. Cool. So if the above questions resonate with you, then this blog is for you. So this is like a you can say a prologue. It's not the main introduction, it's a prologue. Okay, now what I come to the part is, I want to talk about content creation is so essential, but it's a struggle, right? So these questions obviously deliver that, but still I'm going to have one small para or few lines on that part. uh, okay, today's world, we we live in a world of screens, where thumb scrolling, okay, thumb scrolling and shares on a social media platform, okay, shares on a social media platform feel more relevant or drive traffic and attention versus one actually searching for a topic. We are bombarded by an insane amount of content across emails, social media. So social media, if you want to name, you can name across social platforms such as Instagram, okay, Facebook, LinkedIn, and so on. In all these, amidst of all this, how does one produce content consistently and at scale? This is where frameworks help us. content frameworks are not original, are not a current phenomenon. Okay, and actually date back even to the times, to the Aristotelian times, as well as myths times, as well as the Dark Ages. Okay. Now you need to understand. You must be thinking, कि भाई ये कहाँ से, where am I writing this from, or something like that. But these things are something which, like, as I said, this topic is really close to my heart. I've done, like, I have lived my life in this, so I can just blurt out things. Now, if you guys understand one part over here, what I did is I used your questions. I gave a nice, then this blog is just for you. Then I came to this part, which is content creation is so essential. We live in a world of screens, blah, blah, blah. Amidst all of this, how does one consistently produce content? This is where frameworks, this is where, so again, the title needs to come in. This is where the content framework comes to our rescue. Okay. So it's not just about writing, it's about reading and then editing it. And then I come to this part. So what I have already done is, um, we did this. I'm not getting into Corona, work from home, nepotism, because it doesn't matter. We have already, Rehan, I will give you access to this. What I want is, can you do, or I can do a word count here itself, right?
Yeah,
Let's do
if you
word
just
count.
press
Yeah, yeah,
Control C.
got it, got it, got it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Got
we have got right now. This is our main blog article. So I've already written 200 words out here. Okay, which is good. Uh, we still have an hour to go. So yeah. So if you think it's still taking time, but still we are like 200 words done. The next thing which I want to then get into is content frameworks are not a current phenomenon and actually date back even to the Aristotelian times. Now, this is where research comes in. So I want to actually find out, content framework. So I will search for this. As I'm saying, it's not original. Let's look at it. And what I would say is content framework. Uh, IDA. Let's see. So if you see, there are already things which are popping up and people have written on it. Okay. What I want to do is I want to write content framework and come up with content frameworks to shape your workflow and content. So let's see this. I also do one thing which I always like. I go to images so that I can see information in a faster way. And these images are not helping me right now, so I'll just let it be. These things which are coming in, these are not what I am looking for actually. This is framework for B2B content operation. Uh, content framework to write or social media. Okay, crazy. Framework for articles. Okay, if this is not helping me, I will go to Pinterest. Okay, I like Pinterest, so I just search over there also. One sec, I'll just do the search again here. copywriting. I'll just use one more word, copywriting frameworks. Okay, yeah. Copywriting frameworks, this is the word. So right now we are using it for content, but these are copywriting frameworks. Okay. This is a blog by Buffer. So someone was asking, where can I get all these things? Okay. Pranali is asking, how can I filter the relevant from irrelevant? Pranali, that totally depends on what you are searching for. Right now, what I was looking out for a writing, copywriting framework. The word which I used was content. Now, content is way, you can say, broad. So this is where, it does not help me get to that part. That's where I came up to writing framework. And from writing, I could see in the search there was copywriting framework, and this is where these are copywriting formulas. You need to understand the origin of content actually happened in the ad agency world, and which is where all these formulas come into play. Okay, so copywriters used to have some amount of, you can say, they used to do a lot of reading, and they used to develop these kind of frameworks so that they can build ads effectively. So now, not everything will be the right one for you, but you need to make sure you go through it. Now, if you see out here, there are a few frameworks like Problem Agitate Solve. Okay, so this is the past framework. If you see over here, we have this thing. Now, what I'm trying to do is I want to understand where did this copywriting framework come in. So if you see, for me, what is more essential, there's a formula. Okay, many storytellers and copywriters have tested out the best intros and segues to draw readers. Their copywriting formulas just plain work. Here are 27 best one. Now, how what we need to do is we need to figure out how to get to this point. So I think one of my favorite perspectives, you know, from someone who knows copywriting better than anyone comes from copy bloggers Damien Farnworth. And this is where I am going, master this copywriting formula. So I went on Google, I came on to Buffer, then I'm going on to Copy Blogger. And if you see Copy Blogger, it's about blogging, and they are trying to talk about master this copywriting formula to dominate any social media platform. Posted across on June 2, 2014. As I said, it's not a new problem. It's not a new thing. Now, this guy is just talking about one framework, which is the pass. Now, what's happening is when you master copywriting fundamentals, so he's talking about copywriting fundamentals. Let's go in that. So, you are getting all these things. He's got more things out here. So when we talk about writing, you need to have certain of these sites, out there, which are going to help you. So what he said is copywriters are someone to truly learn the basics of copywriting. So, and what they are saying is, if you want to get access to their ebook, you enter this, and they will send you the ebook. So if I just, let's say I'll enter it, okay, and it should come to my mail basically. And the whole idea is, this is what I mean by research, and this is what I mean when I'm saying ki we need to go through this entire process. This is what I wanted to explain to you guys ki it's not, and it's a 91-page ebook which is talking about only this. What I will do right now is I will share. So I don't want to hijack these guys ka traffic. I will share this particular link where I signed up with all you guys. So whoever wants to explore this topic further can actually look into it and use that particular ebook, because I think it's really valuable. And if you guys even give your email to them, that would actually help you, because they will keep in touch with you for these things. Okay. Now, when you read this, obviously I don't have time right now to read this. I have read this earlier, I guess, but I'm not too sure. But this is where I have come down to, right? Now, he's giving a lot more thing, like headline के ऊपर पूरा research करके दे दिया, so which is crazy. Then benefits and everything. So I would say, check this out. This is certainly going to add value to you guys. Okay, but the most important thing which I wanted to write about was this part. So copywriting frameworks origin. Let's okay. Okay. Yes, yeah. So what I just want from these guys is few things, which is the art of compelling is known as email copywriting. It's really art and science and blah blah blah. Okay. So what they have done is they have just given a whole idea about it. They have not gone into the depth of it. At this moment, I'm thinking we are wasting too much time to get to that level wherein we actually get it. But one thing which I like over here is copywriting still focuses on people, and what motivates us hasn't changed much since the Madman took over. Now, what this thing is all about, this is a reference to the ad agencies at of that time. When creating ads shot up, that's when copywriting has changed. Okay, because those things haven't changed the copywriting formula. So we can just use one word, which is mad men. Okay, so what I would say is, since or else ever since the agency days, these frameworks have remained constant and have only, you can say, evolved to include a lot more pieces of content than the age-old advertisement. So these were originally built only for advertisement, and now what I'm trying to say is this has become more of a marketing phenomena. Okay, because what we are trying to do is blogging is not part of advertising, blogging is part of marketing. Okay, and let's look at a few of them today. So with this, what happens is we come to our section, which is where I want to just, put in this. So I want to talk about features of great content, and let's take a look at few of them today. And here I will just add, before we start, let's enlist a few features. Okay. Now you need to understand again from the SEO standpoint. SEO loves headlines. SEO loves, you can say, titles, subheadings, and SEO loves if your copy has formatting in it. By formatting, I'm saying it needs to have some or the other form of, you can say, tab structure or something like that. Like, say, for example, this is a list out here. I will keep it as a list and I will go on developing on top of this. Because what happens is, think of it from the AI spider point of view. The crawler which is sent on your website to crawl, it understands all your content not from the point of view of just words, but also in terms of structure. It is going to look at it from a digital point of view, 0 and 1. So when it looks at that and it finds the structure, oh, there is a list, then it automatically authenticates, acha, mehnat kiya hai bande ne. Okay, so that's how it, a list signifies you have put down ideas in a very structured format, and that is a good thing for SEO perspective. So let's enlist a few features of great content. Okay, and I want to highlight this empathy. This is something which we want to talk about. So what I will do is I will just make this bold and start writing. So empathy. So I can just do one more thing. I can just search for empathy, and immediately side by side, what I am trying to come to is SEO again loves images. Okay, so I like this image, what I will just do is copy this image right now and come over here and paste it. Okay, I just copied it directly. I didn't paste it on, let's say, empathy. Yeah, I didn't paste it. I didn't save it on the drive. I directly just copied and pasted it. So empathy. Now empathy for everyone. Like this image is so relevant. It just says you, me, and we. What I will also do is when you are just taking these images, right? You need to give the. You need to. You can say give it a source out there. So what I will also do is now this is all SEO. Okay, so I'm not leaving anything to chance. As I'm going, I'm creating my article live in front of you, and this is how we think about it. Because what happens is the wastage of time when people are writing content. So there are people who say I am a content writer. In today's world, I say there should be no content writer. There should be content creators. A creator is more than a writer because a creator is going to not say कि मेरा लिख के काम हो गया. As a content creator, you are responsible for the entire form of content. You have to put in the images, you have to put in the copy, you have to put in the sources. It should not be left कि अच्छा कोई SEO वाला करेगा वो चीज, कोई ग्राफिक वाला वो चीज करेगा. आप डाल दो, भले ही बाद में ग्राफिक वाला देख के इसको चेंज कर दे आपका. But अभी के लिए all the relevant information is there so that this blog is publishable at this moment. So empathy is nothing else but it's as simple as this. It's about not you or me, it's about we. Okay, content that makes a person feel respected as well as think in their heads. Okay, although for a moment that happened to me, or they are, how are they talking about my issue? Okay, so this is what empathy is. What I am doing is I'm just explaining it in the simplest of simple ways. Empathy is content which makes them feel, shit, man, this happened to me, or how do they know about my issue? So I think how are they talking about my issue? Say, acha, how do they know about my issue? Which leads them, which leads, so empathy is essential for the aha moment, okay, where trust is built, right? So this is what empathy is, and this is what I want all our content to be. So if your content has this, then it's great. Again, the next part is bold. Now, do we need images for each and every one of them? No, we don't. So we just I'll mix few points also, bold and direct. Okay. And I want to use colloquial language that is understood by everyone. आपको भी लगना चाहिए, अरे यार ये तो मेरे साथ बात कर रहा है. So we live in a world of fast food, okay, where we lack patience to wait for things to eventually happen. And that's where being direct is going to instantly help your audience minus wasting time. Today, if you can save time for someone, that's a big win. Okay, so that is being bold and direct. Okay, so this is direct. So Therefore, being bold and direct is one of the most important features. Strong imagery. In terms of strong imagery, you need to be able to, your words, okay, should be able to help, okay, help is a bad word, facilitate your audience's imagination, okay, rather than describing an image, paint a picture, okay. And I want to give an example for this. Example, instead of saying there were a lot of people in the uh, room today, okay, instead of saying there were a lot of people in the room today, once again, say you, once again, so you should rather say not an inch was left to stand, okay. So what I'm saying is, when you are trying to paint this picture, you're trying to give them this idea कि people understand कि there were a lot of people in the room today makes it sound very basic, like it's just me talking. But if you exaggerate it a bit कि अरे यार, and sometimes we do in extreme situations, जब अभी विरार लोकल की बात करते हैं तो विरार लोकल में या फिर ऐसा बोलेंगे कि विरार लोकल में यू नो लोग बाहर तक लटक नहीं पा रहे थे, you know, like I'm taking it to the next level, and that is what I mean by painting a picture. Again, these things you can come on to this again and again, but the first thing is get the first draft out. Right now this is the first draft. Shayavati, uh, the true testament of whether your content is good or great comes from the actual shares that you would like, that you would get or you would receive. Okay, this can only happen if the above few points are met. So yeah, and that's what we have written till now. Let's just do a quick word count and just be on this. I am going to go a little more faster, but we are already 450 words through. Okay, and we have not yet gotten to the meat, and this is the meat. I will just copy this part. Okay, and now we're just going to run a bit, so please hold on to your seatbelts. If you guys are getting bored, tell me. If you guys are having fun, so if you're getting bored, say shit man. And if you guys are finding the value and enjoying what I'm doing, because I know it can be boring when you are seeing someone write something live on the screen. So if you guys are enjoying this, or if you guys are getting the value, say hell yes, let's do that, man. Hello, hell yes. Okay, I'm getting hell yes. Nice. We are learning G. Devani has become exam direct. We are learning G. Okay, cool man. Thanks a lot. Um, let's come to the IDA framework. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot. That kind of support and energy is needed. The IDA framework, we have the IDA framework which we have written. So what we will do is, these are now quick frameworks. You can just do a Google research, and I'll show you how to do this fatafat. If you come to, okay, there is HubSpot. So I was talking about few websites, right, where we can get this information. HubSpot is crazy in terms of writing content. So they have written content on anything to do with digital marketing. Okay. Now they are talking about here the idea model to marketing, which is okay. I can take some parts of it, but let me see the IDA framework for blog. Yeah. So if you see over here, how to apply it and drive results with your copy. So Crazy Egg is a website where I'm getting this. Okay, what is the idea? And what I just do is, and this single idea will be, you will be able to write this. You'll be able to write instantly, fatafat say articles. Okay. Now we need to see what we can pick up, and this is known as curation. So I'm trying to search for things which can help us, curate something from here. So this is what I want to pick up. I just do a copy and I come over here and I do a paste. Okay. What I will try to do is I'll try to match this. So this is Arial 11. So I'll pick these guys up, Arial and 11. Okay. So just let's do one thing, the IDA framework. So what I did just now is people would term it as plagiarism, but I would just help you guys out how to not fall into that bracket. Okay. So we have written IDA framework and I just put one line according to crazyegg.com. Okay. And what I will also do is I'll pick this topic up, URL out. I will link it over here in in one of their articles for the IDA framework. Or else I will just change this a little bit. IDA framework, Crazy Egg has written a detailed article for this framework. Okay, and what I can do is I can just paste this link out here, and that's it. So what I have done is single-handedly and put this under inverted commas. Okay, and you are done. You have written. You have actually taken this out. Okay, Crazy Egg as where they go on to expand. Okay. So what I've done is I put it under inverted commas. I can also put it in italics, and that's what I'm trying to do. See, I have given them, you can say, due credit that I have picked it up from there. By getting it into an italic way, it's also helping them. It's also helping these guys to realize that we have used this particular thing as a quote and as a source like curation. We are not trying to plagiarize content. Okay, so this is perfectly legal. You need to mention the sources, and that's how you can actually effectively create content. Now you need to also see whether this entire thing helps you. But so they have described this. If you see, the model was, so it helps to describe it. They have not said how to put it into action. Okay, so I need to write that part. So that part will be written by me to put IDA into action. Just create a table and list down your blog or content topics that are relevant to each stage. So this is something that we did in the start. So what I will do is I'll just pick this up, and again, guys, see, no content is going waste. Whatever we are doing, we are actually utilizing. Okay, so I have basically used our own, you can say, table which we did initially out here to showcase the same point, how I am using it for my blog. Okay, sorry to interrupt. Can I quote a news article? Yes, Tejan, you can easily, you can actually quote newspapers and news articles. There's no harm. You can also give the link. You can also mention who was the writer or the editor, and that would all help you get attention. And this is one way to get attention on your blog. What you can do is you can, now I have done this. What I will also do is it's always good to maintain, connections with these guys. I will write let's say if I had more time, what I would have actually done is I would have published this on my site. I would have gone and I would have seen Scott Martin is the writer. I go to Scott Martin, and Scott Martin has this website called scottmartinwriting.com, and he is a direct response copywriter. What I would have done is I would have actually written to him and I would have mailed him the blog and told him, "Hey Scott, hey Scott, uh, this is an article wherein I have written these things, okay, and I have actually used your article to reference. If you have time, please check out my article, and if you find any value, then let me know. If there is something I can do to improve it, let me know." So this helps you create connection, industry connection. So sometimes people ask you, how do you guest blog? How do you, reach out to people? This is the basis on which you can actually outreach to people, make that connection and guest blog. So if Tejan, you are picking it up from a newspaper, you can actually write them back and you can talk to these guys. Okay, you can perfectly do that, Tejan. I would say search that editor on LinkedIn and then make him a connection. Tell him I have referenced your article and show him your article and get feedback on your article. So that is a great way to make industry contacts. Cool. So next, the next one. So this is where I have simply introduced the IDA framework and I am done. Let's just see. Because I'm actually more than anyone. I am thinking about how many words is this. 6:30, guys. Almost half done. More than half done actually. So, and it's important for you to keep on checking and you to keep on giving yourself that thing. You are writing stuff. You are reaching at that point. Uh, Pass. For pass also we found something. Okay. So what I would do is, but I don't want to again and again just keep on referring to people. So if I understand some part very easily and I know I can put it in the right words, I would just go ahead and put it. So for pass, okay, this is a framework. This is a very popular framework that helps establish your brand, product, or service as a hero. How it works is simple. Okay, just 3 points to how this thing works. The 3 points are: you state a problem, okay, then you agitate the problem further, and then you introduce the solution. If you don't want to use the word problem again and again, you can say again, agitate the issue further. Okay, so this morning actually I was creating a social media post for this particular framework, so that is fresh in my mind. So let's see an example. of this in action for creating a social media post. Okay, social media headline or post, let's say. Okay, so let's see an example of this in action. I just have a very simple idea. So first we need to state a problem. Now the problem which has been stated, which we always have when we start to write, it's known as the blinking cursor. Okay, so ever been stuck with the fearful blinking cursor? And what I am trying to do is, I'm trying to make conversation. So I have put in this part, I have, stated a problem. The blinking cursor is nothing else but it's referring to key when you are starting to write something. This particular guy, if you see this particular guy, okay, this is your biggest enemy. A blank page se bhi bada enemy is the blinking cursor, because this guy is teasing you. So I'm just writing, ever been stuck with the fearful blinking cursor? uh, and then I want to agitate the issue further. Are you not following me? I meant, are you still struggling to write that article? Okay, worry not. Attend the, let's say, or else read the framework of content by Jaljit Ajani. Okay, just putting a shameless personal, you can say, input out there. Okay, and start writing. Okay, because if you think of this, this particular article is to enable people to write, and I'm just shamelessly plugging this out there. Okay, so this is how the past thing works, and I will just do this: problem, agitate, solve. Okay, that's your formula for this thing. I think someone was asking about this particular thing earlier. That is Prapti. Yeah, Prapti, I hope you're there and you got the answer for this. Okay, Jagjeet. That's what Grammarly tells me my name is. But okay, cool. I'll just do this. Don't worry about grammatic errors and all those things. First, we just want to get the words out. The rule of three again is something which I have already spoken about and I have already written. So what I will do is I'll go on to Instagram. Okay, I'll go on to my own Instagram, which is G Tajani, and this is the rule of three. Okay, so I have already written it out there. Now over here also, I'll just do one search, rule of three. Okay, and on Wikipedia I get these things. So if you think about it, it's already there on Wikipedia. Means it is. I'm not joking. It's already out there, which people know. So what I'm just going to do is, Wikipedia says something, Wikipedia cannot be wrong. So I just shamelessly pick it up. Okay. And if you want, you can actually use that site also. And again, the same thing, according to Wikipedia. Yeah, if you don't want to write it in the same way, Well, I don't like, sometimes reading things which says according to and all. What I could even do is I could just mention the source, and that's it. Again, I'm thinking formatting. Again, this part, it will be in italics. This part will be in inverted commas. This part will not be bold. So, these are all the things which we need to think about and make it happen in the right way. And this is done. So if you see my Instagram post, I have written down a whole lot of examples like marketing taglines and movie taglines and ये सारी चीजें. What I would just do is right now I'm not getting into that, but later I'll just shamelessly put those in. Right now, what I would do is the rule of three can be used effectively in to create titles or taglines or even line breaks. Okay. So what do I mean by that? So examples I'm now going to give. Here are a few examples of taglines. So Nike is a famous example which has three words. It just says just do it. Then we have what again? I think this is क्या नाम है? KFC, and it says finger licking good, right? Then so these are a few tagline examples, and even if you go over here, you'll get more of this. So I have put in some Indian context also. So there was this famous tagline by Coca-Cola or Coca-Cola, I don't know, I'm confused. So it was Thanda matlab Coca-Cola. And if you see again, what's happening is they are all using just three words in a tagline. There was Surf Excel for the longest time, Daag Achhe Hain. So that's what effectively the rule of three is. The rule of three says nothing else, but it says if three things are used in a alongside each other, then they somehow resonate with us. Okay, so this is Daag Achhe Hain, and I like to put a little bit of mythology and all these things over there. So what I would do is also think, come to think of it, so also come to think, one second, I'll just do this. Come to think of it, Christian mythology as well as Hindu mythology as the Holy Trinity at the center of it. Okay. So Christianity is going to be the Father, Son, and Spirit. Okay. It's Father, Son, and Spirit, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, right? So these are a few things. And in Hinduism, we have Trimurti and all those things, and we have Tridev, which is Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. So these are again examples of rule of three from mythology. So if you think of it, that's why I have written somewhere earlier, right? It's not just now. It's these frameworks are not a modern phenomenon. These have been patterns which have been happening way back, way before advertising also was born. Okay, so that's where these examples drive that point again. The next part is SSS. SSS is what? Star Story Solution. I don't want to get into this right now for a certain reason. What I want to get into is Feel Felt Found because that is more relevant. Okay. feel free. And again, what I'm going to do is I want to resonate with the audience. I want to, connect with the audience. How many of you guys know about The Secret, the book, The Secret? Tell me, hell yes. Okay, I'm not saying कि it's a great book or a bad book or something, but just I want a response from you guys. Yeah. So if you see the book The Secret, when it became popular, one thing which I noticed around the world is motivation speaking or motivational speakers or self-help books became popular. Okay, and Feel Felt Found is a personal branding. So this framework is a secret amongst the self-help gurus of today. Okay, self-help is a more very popular thing. Self-help is nothing else but you can say self-help gurus of today, such as Tony Robbins, and then Robin Sharma. You can take the author of The Secret, so Rhonda. Okay, and in today, so earlier there was an age of self-help, and now today I feel the age is of marketing. Everyone is a marketer, and in today's age of marketing, okay, it is brilliant when uh, used for personal branding. And I want to give straightforward examples such as Tim Ferriss from the 4-Hour Work Week has written. From the 4-Hour Work Week. So I would just say now this totally depends on how what kind of examples you want to use, and you can use any example. It's not required कि कोई यही example use करोगे. You can take an example of Shah Rukh Khan. You can take example of whoever in your particular field. Now I am taking Tim Ferriss because this is a person who I follow, right? And I really like the way he goes about his entire ecosystem which he has created. Okay, and I want to spread awareness for him because about him amongst my audience because I find this will add value to all of you guys. So what I do is Tim Ferriss from the 4-Hour Work Week uh, wrote his bestseller best-selling book exactly in this format where he narrates what he feels, okay, at that time, to the point of what he actually felt. Okay, and this is absolute rock bottom. Finally, coming to the pound wherein he finds the secret to having a productive 4-hour work week. Just imagine this. He's written a brilliant book called The 4-Hour Work Week. If I ask all of you guys, how many hours do you work in a day? Or how many hours do you work in a week? Our week, like my week is almost 80 to 120 hours of work. Okay. So that is crazy. Normally, if you go by it, it's around 8 into 5, that is 5 days of work, 40 hours of work. What he's saying is 4 hours of work. What we all are doing is 40 hours minimum, 60 hours maximum. And maybe people who are crazy like me right now, we are working beyond that also. So this is where it comes down. These kind of examples are now shown in his book. Okay. So what he is trying to do is he's trying to establish a connection when he uses this framework. So if right now you guys, like, let's say Tejan can use this particular thing. What he spoke about was he has experience in the business world. Now, if he was to create his personal branding around this, he can use the feel felt found framework very effectively on LinkedIn. And this is what is going to help him. Like, he can quote things like, I used to feel this, then I learned about this in business. And this is where I found the real secret to XYZ problem. Like right now, he's writing his first, I think, blog on post-COVID digital marketing or something. So this is where he wants to write this. So we can all say how world was before COVID. So before COVID, we were really busy and everything, and then suddenly the pandemic came in, and I felt really pathetic because I had to now suddenly I had to restructure my entire work process and everything, and then suddenly I found this secret, and the secret is I needed to establish my own brand, and I needed to stop wasting money on these things. So Tejan actually has mentioned, if you see on the chat, he started on those lines. That's what I'm saying. This is a very natural framework, and this natural framework works wonders if you do it in the right way. Okay. So counterintuitive reasoning is nothing else but a fancy word for reverse psychology. Okay. Reverse psychology, okay, certainly has a few takers when it comes to children, managing children or managing relationships. Okay. And if you want to add humor over here, you can add humor over here. So I would just, there are now you need to see कि कैसे ये करेंगे. But counterintuitive reasoning is all about, if you see, um, if you want person to take some action, okay, you would say the ulta. So this is what this particular framework says. So if you want to talk to people, like right now in during the corona time, people are already in the lockdown for such a lot of time and everything, and people are irritated about wearing masks. People are irritated about uh, 20 more minutes. Ritika has given me an ultimatum. Yes, Ritika, madam, thank you. So people are wearing masks right now, but people are also really frustrated by sitting at home in, and they feel claustrophobic. So if you want, everyone is just going on talking about stay at home, work from home, stay at home, work from home, and it's irritating. Over a period of time, when you see the same messages over and over again, you stop giving attention. So what you would rather do is, so example, okay, people, so currently in the pandemic, people are continuously being bombarded with messages of stay at home and work from home, to the tune that people have actually stopped paying attention. Okay. And how you can say ki people have stopped paying attention, just if you step out of the house. Okay. So when the unlock was announced, they issued a picture of Marine Drive, right? Marine Drive and Corona. Okay, Marine Drive, Corona. I go to images and I get this. So this is what happens when you say ki there is a pandemic, but people are still going out there. So I want to use this image now here. Stop paying attention. Okay. And I just, so I have put that in the above image was just the day when the unlock was announced. The fact is, the number of cases are rising, but still people have lost a sense of safety, all thanks to bombarding of the same messages. Okay. So this is like continuously वो करते जा रहे हो इसलिए कोई attention नहीं दे रहा है. How do you then gain attention? Okay. All you need to do is say or start sending a emailer or a social post that says go out. Okay. So imagine a emailer which says go out. Okay. Work from anywhere. Okay. Suddenly what happens is when you start putting this message out there, okay, now this is a sensitive thing, you need to do this smartly. So go out, work from anywhere. Okay. And then when people see this particular emailer or something like this and they click on it, okay, that time you tell them, so imagine this to be the subject line. And what you're doing is people will look at the subject line and people will open that email for sure. When they open it, in the email body, you say, how I wish the subject line were true. But I really wish it becomes a reality soon enough. Okay. Now this is where I'm building empathy. It should not feel like मैंने counterintuitive reasoning use कर दिया और उसके बाद जो है मैंने attention ले लिया, but I am not respecting them. So how do you build empathy now is, but I really wish it becomes a reality soon enough. I totally understand how you must be feeling. Yes, guys, we will be done. I'm almost done. I think we must be 1200 words done, I guess. I totally understand how you must be feeling in this pandemic situation. Okay. However, this situation, or I feel proud. Okay. I feel strong and I feel resilient that I am able to, or that we as a human race have come together, okay, to fight this invisible war. So what I did is I actually made that message, which was, जहाँ पे मैंने counter intuitive reasoning या reverse psychology से शुरू किया, I brought it to the point and I brought, so look at this, go out, work from anywhere. This is like almost me shouting. Okay, so ये third person है कि बाहर जा, किधर से भी काम कर, वैसा. Then I am coming to the point कि how I wish the subject line were true. Like this is now me talking in my voice. Then I say from I have gone to we. I totally understand how you must be feeling. I feel proud. I feel strong. I feel resilient. And then I have come to that we as a human race have come together. Now, this is the journey which I created. Okay. So this is how we can actually use counterintuitive reasoning in the right way. Okay. To get our message across. Again, this particular image, from where I got it, I will need to mention the source. Right now, I am not spending that time. I'll just leave a blank space and just say enter the source link. Okay, so it's a reminder for me later on. I'll just come here, and if you see right now, how many any guesses, guys? How many words this must be? Guess, 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 guess. यहाँ तक आ गए. अपने को और भी थोड़ा लिखना है. 1100 words. Oof, freak man. Rehan,
I
1100
guessed it
लिखे.
right.
Crazy, crazy. Exactly
Nice.
1100 words. Now we have all the time in the world to write 100 words more. Okay, I will not take all the time in the world. I just want to get some question and answers in also. The Modi School of Content. Now, this is something which can be, you know, if you want to add some tadka in the dal, so then you can go with this ki Modi School of Content. I don't want to do that right now. I want to end this particular blog. So I will come to this part later on maybe. Okay. Right now, what I will do is I will come to the end of the blog. So I'll just copy whatever the end structure was. So I am going up. 1 second. अरे मेरा वो एक्शन का किधर गया? हाँ ये. ओके, डिजायर अपन ने अभी तक नहीं डाला. डिजायर डालना है. डिजायर डाल देते हैं. लेट्स से. Okay. What I'll do is I just want to put in some examples, and it's always good to have links in your blog. So one of my links which I want to put is Anne Handley. Okay, she's a brilliant writer, and I want to enable people to write. So I want to talk about her book, which has helped me immensely, and I want you guys to, if you guys are interested in writing, just check this out. And it's so simple. Everybody writes. I would recommend this book to everyone and anyone. Okay. So the desire part of this is basically we took a look. Amol, I will be actually posting this on our website as a blog, as a live blog. Okay. So we'll be sharing that link with you guys then directly. So you will get all the help that you need over there directly online. So in this way, content frameworks help us to get out of the content traffic jam that we suffer from. Okay. I'm trying to make it more relatable. Again, make it more visual every time. Okay. Trust me, there is every topic under the sun that can be written with the help of these frameworks. Okay. In case you are ever feeling low on inspiration, here are a few of my favorite creators and marketers on the planet. Browse through their stuff. Hey Siddharth, thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot. I hope you found this. You have written, you found it helpful, and I'm really glad to have helped you, man. Take care. Browse to their blogs or content in video or any format, and I am sure you wouldn't be disappointed. Now, what I'm doing is I'm personalizing the hell out of this blog. I'm writing, this is what I would recommend. Okay. The book I would recommend for everyone to start writing now. Okay, make it urgent. Make it urgent. This is also helping them to build desire as well as build action. Okay, एक तीर से दो निशान. This guy, Casey. Okay, Casey is an amazing creator, and this is one of my favorite films which he has made. What I would just do is I would embed this video live on my actual blog. Okay, that's the intention. So right now I'm just putting this link. Here's do what you can't. Okay, do what you can't again by Casey Neistat, YouTuber par excellence. Okay, again, these are my words and this is my blog, and I'm trying to make it as personal as possible. There was one more person who I wanted to share with you guys. और कौन था रे? Okay, I think I lost it, but okay. So yeah, these are the books I would recommend for my. Again, this, as I said, SEO mein, it likes headlines and all. So what I'm doing is my personal recommendations. When you create a creative block, so people feel creative block. Okay. Thanks a lot, Ritika. HubSpot. Okay, HubSpot.com/blog is a haven of content for all things digital marketing. Don't take my word for it. Check it out. Okay. Again, action. So this builds my desire, and we are done with this. Okay. The final part is action. I've already given you all the things to create, to take action also. I would just give one conclusion out here, and the conclusion will be a little personal. So I hope you found this blog to be useful, and I would love for you to create content and share with me anytime for feedback or just ping traffic on your website. Okay. I don't care if you create a blog or a video or a social media post out of this. I am open to view any piece of. So again, I am making it so simple. Yeah, I don't want you guys to create a blog or something. I am open to view any piece of content that you want to create. So it's not about me. Keep me out of the picture. It's only about you and your action. Okay. And then follow me. So email jeet@synclarity.in. So one thing. And अपना Instagram. So DM me. Yeah, Instagram at Jeet Ajani. That's it. I think we are done. I am done. What I would now do is मैं ऊपर का पूरा पार्ट जो नहीं चाहिए वो पूरा डिलीट कर दूंगा. Okay. And I will take out the title also because we have the title, and this leaves me only with blog, and I just go here. Okay, 1 second. Word count. And we are at 1309. So guys, 1309 words. We had a lot of content if you see still, but we removed some part of it. But still, I'm happy with where it's come out. What do you guys feel? Are you guys did I stay up to the promise that is 1200 words, 90 minutes? What's your take? Pranali says beautiful, and those words really matter to me. Awesome, 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 guys. Thanks a lot, Pranali. Thanks a lot, Vidya, Ekta. Thank you, guys. So this was crazy. Few things which we didn't cover, but I would just get into this. Awesome, guys. Happy about that. That is, how do you create micro content? Because now effectively we want to create micro content, right? Now, what is micro content? It's nothing else but imagine I am having this on my website. Okay, my blog is sitting on my website. Who the hell is going to visit it? Unless I send them an email, or maybe someone comes through. If I rely on SEO, then maybe someone might come through. Trust me, there is not so much traffic that comes to new blogs. So how do we get the traffic? We have to promote this on social media. Now, to promote it on social media, you have to post content on social media. So what you can effectively start doing is you can just make this. So if you see this, the rule of three. Okay, I just take this post, or I just take that section, and I create a section out here which is micro content, which is effectively the same piece of content, and I put it out here. And what I will do is I want to put this in an image format. And if you see, I have already done that. Like, if you guys paid attention to the Instagram page, right? And I go to Jeet Pajani, Jeet Salar. Okay, and we have this rule of three. So you guys can create actually this post, and this post does not require you to be excellent in terms of Photoshop or anything. Why I'm creating these kind of simple posts? This is just to show you guys. This is a job which is done on Google Slides. Trust me. If you were to see this Google slide, I will just see if I can pull that up. Jeet slide, Jeet rule. Once again, rule of three. Drive. Okay, I'll just have to find that in a second. Rule three. Yeah, so I have made a template for myself, which is Jeet's social media, and this is actually Google Slides. I don't use anything else. I export these images out. I export this in the form of, you can say, simple PDF, and I get it. So you have to create your own version of these kind of slides, and you can actually mention over here in the document. 1 second. You can actually mention here the size which you need. So this is 11.25 inches by 11.25. So I wanted a square resolution. Okay. So that's what I got. So this is the way to create micro content without getting into the junjet of Photoshop or anything else. You could also go on to Canva. That is simple. And yeah, I think, guys, I would draw the line out here for this particular session. In case you guys have any questions, Rehan, do we have any questions? If you guys have any questions, you can ask me right now. Ritika has actually shared the next webinar which we are running, which is social media, paid or organic. Okay, so the registration link has been shared with you guys. If you want to attend that, that's next week happening, same time, that is 3 o'clock, and let's catch up at that point also. Why do we have two? Okay, okay. Rehan has just shared it. Actually, sorry. Rehan has just shared it. Social media, organic or paid. This is the next webinar which we are doing, wherein you will understand how to do organic social media and why do we need paid social media. Okay, both are important, and how exactly it works. So, guys, any questions related to the current topic? Guys, if everyone is done and everyone is satisfied, let's have a last hell yeah for today and let's move ahead, man. Let's enjoy the weekend. Yeah,
Okay, there is
hell
a
yeah.
question from Shrinuj. Can you remove the laziness
Yeah,
of resistance while writing content?
awesome. Okay, Shrenuj, can we get Shrenuj on the call?
Yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
awesome. I
okay.
can see some ideas coming. Shrenuj does not have a microphone. Don't, no worries, Shrenuj. So, Shrenuj, is it okay to cut out information to keep the word limit in check? Okay, I'll come back to you, Pranali. Shrenuj, see, laziness is all about the resistance or laziness. I understand that's a very extreme case which happens with everyone and anyone. What I would say is, do it one step at a time. That is what I did right now is I did everything in one time. Don't try to do this. This is just from a point of view of sharing what is possible in 90 minutes. Okay. Like I'm just trying to make you guys understand that this is easy. This is not complicated. This is like so easy that, and any topic you, if you would have chosen the other topic, this was so unrehearsed, the other topic also was unrehearsed. I'm saying, I'm challenging any topic, give me, I will do the same thing. But to reach to this point, Shrenuj, I would say it took me some time. It took me understanding of each and every thing which I was talking about over a period. So what I would suggest is, instead of doing everything at in one go, I would recommend, Shrenuj, do one thing at a time. Like the first part which I would do if I were you, I would just think of the topic and I would break it down into all the different parts of my blog, like how we did in the start. Like there is the introduction, what will be there in the introduction. I would just make those pointers first. Once I'm done with that, your brain starts, understanding, okay, this is what you are preparing for. It's like a warm up. The next thing what you do is, after few moments or after some time, and reward yourself for doing that. Maybe have 5 minutes of YouTube time or 5 minutes of social media or something like that, so that your brain knows every time you are doing something which you are building resistance for, okay, automatically you're getting rewarded also. So over a period of time, when you repeat this process, you will, your brain will understand that this is something what Shreyanuj wants. He wants to write content. Okay, the laziness of it most of the times I feel comes from the fact of, procrastination. And that procrastination is somewhere happening because we are not sure about what we want to write. So being sure about the subject is the main thing. If you, it's like, if you have seen a movie, okay, and you want to talk about that movie to someone, and if you have understood, it's like Interstellar jab release hua, and people saw it, most of the people didn't understand it, but the person who understood it over a period of time, they started talking about it. Okay, the people who saw it and didn't like it were the people who didn't understand it. So it's always the case. We, what we don't understand, we try to avoid that situation. So I would just say, get more amped up about it. Think about what will you gain out of doing this. Okay, I hope that helps you. Thanks a lot, Pranaj. Pranali says, is it okay to cut out information to keep the word limit in check? Pranali, as much as I would, right now, I was, hell bent on 1300 words and all those things. Normally, I would not give, I would not even check at the end of it. Because for me, word limits, if you have pseudo word limits, like, there are people who say 450 words ka ek blog hona chahiye. That is bullshit. I would say write as much as long articles is possible. Do not write short content in terms of blogs. Write long content, because what will happen is you will be able to rank for multiple keywords. And that's the benefit of it. So that's why I would say write as long as possible, as detailed as possible. Do not cut out information just to make sure your word limit check mein hona chahiye. If you want to cut out in, what I would say is, if you have more word limit, or if you have crossed the word limit, divide it into two blogs, and there is always data to add in. Like right now, this blog, I am so confident of making it maybe 3000 word article easily. Okay, but do not cut out. So I hope that helps, Pranali. Tejan, you can definitely share your blog with me for assessment. I would recommend share it on a Google Doc, Okay, this is my email. You could just send a Google Doc link to me, and I would be more than happy to review it. Pranali, don't call me sir. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. You've been quite patient and quite a stellar audience. Okay, मेरा image अभी भी वही है. आप लोग चिल्ला रहे हो कहीं तो, so which is great. So thanks a lot for this time and have a great weekend. Super pumped to meet all of you next week. Cheers.